Now, X, the social media platform formerly known as Twitter, has sued a pressure group for defamation after it accused the site of allowing anti-Semitic posts next to advertising. The lawsuit alleges Media Matters for America manipulated data in an attempt to destroy the social media platform. Media Matters said it found evidence of adverts appearing on X alongside white nationalists and anti-Semitic posts, prompting several firms, including Apple, Disney and IBM, to pull their ads. Advertising is X's main form of revenue, and the company filed a lawsuit in Texas on Monday, alleging that the watchdog manipulated data in a bid to destroy the company. With more of this and other business-related stories, let's bring in Arise business correspondent Laurie Laird, who joins us live from London. Good to see you, Laurie. We'll get to X in a moment, but first, let's talk about another tumultuous day for OpenAI. What's the latest in that saga?
Honestly, Charles, I can't take my eyes off this story. What an incredible set of developments, and it's not over yet. Now, we have a message or a statement from a representative of OpenAI saying that she's someone who's oriented in HR, not part of the board that deposed Sam Altman, one of the founders of the company. We're looking at him now. She says she is trying to quell this mutiny, and this mutiny is only growing. 700 of OpenAI's employees, 700 of 770, I might say, have signed a letter saying they are not going to work unless Sam Altman is reinstated. Meanwhile, Satya Nadella, the head of Microsoft, the biggest outside investor in OpenAI, has said, "Hey, I'll take Mr. Altman and all of his colleagues. I'll put them under the roof of Microsoft, and I'll develop an AI business here." Now, he has said if there is a way for Sam Friedman and the rest of his acolytes to go back to OpenAI, that he would be supportive of that as well. It's a little bit of a win-win for Mr. Nadella. We're looking at him right now, I believe. I don't have my glasses on. So there we have, this is where we stand. How this ends is still very much up in the air. I would suspect that we're going to have a resolution reasonably soon, Charles. Now, this isn't a company that is listed on the stock exchange, but it's still a materially important company in the industry. And I think that despite the fact there's no sort of regulating body that's looking at it, I suspect that the fallout of this, the embarrassment of this, is going to put some minds together and get this sorted, I'd say within the next day or so.
And we know, Laurie, that there was a split amongst board members. If you might address that, but also you mentioned the fact that you asked the question, how might this end? So how might it end?
Well, I'll go through the split very, very quickly. The board accused Mr. Altman of a lack of candor. They came out and then said there was no malfeasance, but a lack of candor. And it feels like from some of the reporting we're getting, reading between the lines, this may have had to do with Mr. Altman's real commercial need to commercialize some of the treats from AI and some of his side hustles, things like developing a cryptocurrency, developing a very high power AI chip that could compete with NVIDIA. The board of OpenAI, and I'm sorry I'm digressing just for a moment, the board of OpenAI is actually set up to be a not-for-profit, yet Sam Altman is presiding over a unit that is for-profit. So it's kind of hard to square that circle. That may have been one of the problems. Now, how can it end? I suspect that Satya Nadella, the head of Microsoft, who has said he's happy to take all of these OpenAI people, I think he'd be happy for them to go right back to OpenAI, perhaps under a new board. I think one of the things that he will not want to have to deal with is any sorts of confidentiality clauses that these high-level OpenAI employees may have if they come over to Microsoft. Do they have non-compete clauses? CEOs? Do they have anything that prevents them from taking their intellectual knowledge and bringing it to another company? That could be a little bit of a headache for Satya Nadella. I suspect he'd be very, very happy to see everyone decamp back to OpenAI. But meanwhile, we've got some really big institutional and private equity investors in OpenAI. They're looking at their investments and they wanted to value this thing at about 86 billion. They're looking at their investments saying, oh my gosh, without Mr. Altman, without all these technology people, what is the value of our investment? Some are talking, according to rumors, of writing down their investment almost down to zero.
Wow, I mean, this really must have revealed the worth of Mr. Altman. If anybody had any doubts, now those doubts have been dispelled. But let's move on, because we haven't got that much time, and we've got another one of your chums that we want to talk about, Elon Musk. Elon Musk is in another spot of bother, isn't he?
I'd call him more of a fair weather friend, Charles, rather than a particularly close chum. But yes, he has got himself into another spot of bother. And he's been accused by a group called Media Matters. Media Matters is a left of center activist group. And if we could pause just for a moment on this video that you and I are looking, because this is a twist in the tale, but very quickly, Elon Musk is being sued by this group, Media Matters, for allegedly allowing advertiser content to go next to anti-Semitic messages. Musk is suing Media Matters for accusing him of this. But America being America, in this polarization we have of politics, the Attorney General of Texas has got involved as well. And the video that we were just seeing is the Attorney General, Ken Paxton, opening an investigation into Media Matters, calling them fraudulent and accusing them of trying to bring down X, formerly known as Twitter. So this whole thing now has a big U.S. political implication.
And we've got less than a minute, Laurie. I mean, what does this mean for Twitter's bottom line?
Yeah, and I think that's where we have to go. I mean, the misadventures of Elon Musk are always worth talking about, but I think we have to look at Twitter's bottom line. Good question. Advertisers are pulling themselves from Twitter. We understand that since these accusations came to light, also following Tusk retweeting of an anti-Semitic comment, about 10% of advertisers have paused their engagement with Twitter, and that's after what Elon Musk has even admitted to be a 50% year-on-year decrease in advertising revenues. It's hard to see how, if Twitter were a public company, it couldn't survive. How long will Elon Musk continue to pour money into this losing venture? Very big question.
Really good chatting with you, Laurie. We've missed you on business, so good to have you back. Laurie Laird is Arise business correspondent. She was talking to me there from London.